Welcome back, everyone. So I know it's been a while. Life, okay? I don't have an excuse. It's just life. So today I'm gonna be going over Tasha's techniques for brow day. So I'm gonna be showing you guys what I do to shape my brows, clean up my brows when there's just a lot of hair growing around them and they look crazy. So this is my final product. If you want to know how I shape my brows and get them cleaned up, then stay tuned. So first I'm going to show you guys what tools I generally use for this process. On a paper towel, I will have a brow pencil. I use Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil. Their brow wiz in the shade dark brown. My go-to pencil. I don't use anything else on my brows. I use the Flawless hair trimmer around my eyebrows as well. And then I use the Flawless razor to clean things up, and I use a little spoolie to get my hairs in order, and last but not least I also use a pair of trimmers. These are, I want to say Sally Hansen. I can't remember. I bought them a while ago. They're pretty heavy duty though. They're really good. But yeah, any brow trimmers will work. I also use Q-tips with some Nair face cream to get anything that I miss when I'm tweezing and stuff like that. So to start, I take my brow pencil and my spoolie, and I just put my brows up. So you'll take your brow pencil, and one tip that I was given that I still use is you set your pencil on the side of your nose and you put it directly across your pupil, and that is where your arch should be. So I normally just draw a little line there and draw a line on the bottom part, and then you rest it on the outer perimeter of your eye, the bottom of your nose, and where it lines up with the outer perimeter of your eye, and you draw a line there. That's kind of where your eyebrow, your shape should end. Some people have trouble with their front of their eyebrows lining up. I really don't have too much trouble with that, so I don't really mark them because mine are pretty even. But you can put a marking there if you want to know where the bottom of each one should be, and kind of go from there. So once I have that filled in, then I really just start to shape out what part of my brow I want to be filled in. So for me, this might be a little bit easier because I generally know the shape that I like my brows to be. So you'll see me here just connecting that mark that was right at the front of my eyebrow with the mark for where my arch should be. And that's typically just a straight line. It may be a little bit curved towards the arch, but overall it's a pretty straight line. So that's the under part of my brow, and for the outer corner I just aim for the middle of this line and I just drag. And that's how I typically do the bottom. And for the top, I actually bring it up a little bit farther than where this mark is. again, just connect those lines to make a triangle. And that's what my shape is looking like right now. I mean, I really do agree with that sentiment though, that like your eyebrows don't need to look exactly alike. Like genetically your face is not symmetrical. Sisters, not twins. Sisters, not twins. And it's always good to just like have a second like handheld mirror, not always looking down in that mirror that's a little farther away, but have one that's closer up, so you can make sure that your shape is becoming even. So for the top, I typically just draw from the back forward. And I have to apologize. I know this is not the best angle to see what I'm doing, but I think you guys can get the gist. That's our general shape. So this is our outline of what my brows are going to. Anything outside of this area I want removed. So I first start by again brushing the eyebrow hairs into their right direction, and I actually trim anything that's growing outside of that area. Which today doesn't seem to be too much. Then I'll brush my hairs down and I'll trim any hairs that are going a little too long the opposite direction as well. Perfect. And I brush it back up. And then to start removing hair outside of the area where we want our hair to be, I start with the Flawless hair trimmer. Has a little switch on the front that you just push up and a light turns on at the top, and you literally just use circular motions and run that around that area. As you can see, it'll do a pretty good job of actually taking most of the hair off around that area. So there might be like small hair or two that may have been missed in that area. So take your tweezers. I have some Tweezerman tweezers, and you just go in and see if you see any smaller hairs that you may have missed. Sorry, I might be out of focus a little bit for this one. So that's looking pretty good to me, pretty clean around those edges. And the last thing you can do is use Nair if you feel like you maybe missed any hairs, or if you feel like you maybe didn't pull hair from the roots, so you have like little pricklies waiting to resprout and ruin your day. You can use Nair on a Q-tip and just put that around your eyebrows. This, I have to give a warning, says don't use around your eyes. So this is what I do. I can't tell you to do that because the warning specifically says don't use it around your eyes. But this is what I use to clean up my eyebrows. Yeah, so you just apply the Nair around your hairs. You don't have to leave it on there for too long. I would say about 5 minutes or so, and then you just wipe it off. I actually typically wash my face after the fact, just to make sure I got everything off, no chemical burns. And then you should have a clean brow. You should be ready to go. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes, and I just went and washed my face and got everything off of it. The brow pencil, the Nair. Really make sure you wash the Nair off of your eyebrows and the skin around them. And this is our final outcome. These are not filled in. There's no brow pencil in there. This is just how they look, shaped up after using the Nair and tweezing and the flawless hair trimmer. I mean, we might have did something. But yeah, that's my go-to eyebrow routine, eyebrow maintenance routine, just for keeping my brows cleaned up. I at least do this once a month, but preferably I do it every 2 weeks. But that doesn't always work out, which is why they were how you saw them at the beginning of this video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions about brows, skincare, hair, makeup looks you want to see next, leave them down in the comments below. I'll have a full list of the items that I used, just so you guys can find those online and know which ones to use as well. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.